I am 25 years old and I have somehow made a life where I don't really work a 9 to 5, or am I a slave to society? Um, that's kind of crazy to say because a couple of years ago I was once working a 9 to 5 at Chick-fil-A, and I finally decided it's time to take a stance, do what I want to do, and live the life that I want to live. My name is Jake Fisher. I am a sports videographer. I work with a lot of NBA players, run their social medias, help them, you know, stay focused on the court while I kind of manage their social media pages, make them brand deal opportunities, help them grow as people as well. And that's a lifestyle that I didn't think was possible a couple years ago. So I don't know how. I just was on my computer thinking, I made two YouTube channels. I have a YouTube channel that has over 60K subs. It's literally just sports highlights, sports games, documentaries, episodes, and that's mostly my main income. It makes six figures a year basically, and I do that for fun. I mean, I have figured out ways to make money on the side. I work with clients as well. I have a few clients, but my end goal at the end of the day is I want to be able to help you, the viewer that is watching this video right now. I want to help you. I want to help you to get to a point where you don't have to work a 9 to 5. I'm at home. It's 2 p.m. and I'm just working, and I'm making money while I'm working. I have digital products that make $500 to $1,000 a day while I'm just sleeping, while I'm on the game. Sometimes I just relax, play the game, and I'm making money while I'm playing the game. That's where I want you to get at someday. So I made this YouTube channel as like literally BS. Like I literally have no intentions right now to make this a high-end YouTube channel, Mr. Beast production. I'm just putting out content, and if it gets viewers, then cool. If it doesn't, then I'm okay with that as well, because my goal, again, for this YouTube channel is also to help me become a better speaker. I'm not the best speaker when it comes to talking with people, in front of people. I'm petrified to one day, talking in front of like a classroom if I ever wanted to do, like a course in person. I am petrified. So my goal for this YouTube channel is also for me to get better as a talker, as a speaker. I do stutter a lot as well, coming from my childhood. I'm not gonna get into that really, but yeah, that's kind of what I want to do. And I made this YouTube channel just to have fun with it. And if it does well, it does well. If it doesn't, then I'm getting practice. It's a win-win for me at the end of the day. I make money in many other different streams. My next talking point is, how can you do what I do? There is probably three ways I would go about it to do what I do, really. Number one is you gotta take risks. Taking risks is what changed my life. I remember out of high school, I had no college degree. I had no plan in life. I just worked. I did a lot of filming basketball back in the day, and I also still had to work jobs because back in the day, I made like 20, $50 a game. Maybe I filmed a couple of games a week, so I wasn't making that much money, but I was really just practicing my craft. So I had to still work jobs, worked at a donut shop, Chick-fil-A, all those mainstream jobs. Um, but when I really took it up a notch is whenever I started to take risks. I started to go out of my comfort zone and doing more that I really didn't want to do, because I was like, what if it doesn't work out? But guess what? It worked out at the end. So you first off have to take risks. Second is you have to get connections. And I'll kind of tell you how all this ties together in a second. Yes, I said I'm a sports videographer, and yes, if you're a sports videographer, you need connections. My way of putting it is, say you work for a low-end trainer. He trained some good players for a couple of years, but then he somehow gets in contact with NBA player, and the NBA player trains with him. Then boom, you somehow have a connection to an NBA player, if that makes sense. So you might be able to work for an NBA player just from knowing this trainer. The reason how I got a job with my first job ever working for this basketball event called Gasso is my basketball trainer had a friend that was a filmer. So my dad went to the basketball trainer and was like, hey, my son loves to film, any way that he can get in contact with this basketball filmer. So I got in contact with the filmer. His name is Mike Timmons, and I worked for him at Gasso for a couple years. And that's how I kind of learned my craft, learned how to film, learned how to get stuff on the time. So connections is what got me into the industry, basically. And that's really about it, really, when it comes to getting connections. And the third The third one and the most important one is you have to love it. I love basketball. I love filming. Why I'm saying this is if you're watching this, you most likely probably the best chances you're probably not a basketball filmer. So take these into any industry you want. If you want to be a TikTok shop affiliate and you want to sell items on TikTok, you gotta take risks. You might have to quit that 9-to-5 job to start selling more products to get more videos out, getting connections. You might have to meet a few people who are already pretty big in TikTok and TikTok shops, kind of learn from them, understand what they're doing, how it's working, and then you have to love to do it. If you're just like, oh, I gotta wake up and do these damn videos for TikTok, the videos, number one, are gonna be badly produced, and number two, you're just gonna hate going to work. It's like you're working 9 to 5 all over again. You're hating what you're doing, and you never want to do that. I love what I do. The only reason why I'm doing this right now is because in the future, in my 30s, 40s, maybe I don't want to film basketball anymore. Maybe I want to have my own company, my own production company. So I want to be able to build up all my resume now, keep filming, keep making more connections. So by the time I'm 30, 40, I'll know every NBA player that's going to be in the league by then. Since I'm working with a lot of high school athletes still, I'm going to know a lot of NBA players that are going to be in the league for the next 20, 30 years. So boom, I'm really good to go. And by that time, everyone will be at the league. I'll be in my 60s, and hopefully I'll have made enough money to retire and be good to live. Staying present in today's society is one of the hardest things people my age kind of deal with. A lot of people aren't like me. And if you're watching this, they're probably not like you either. You're trying to make a name for yourself. You're trying to take risks. You're trying to get out of that hellhole of what every other person in the world is doing. They're all doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. You're trying to get out of that. That's why you're watching this video. So staying present in today's society, everyone's pushing you to, do the thing that everyone's doing. They all want to, after work, go out and get a beer. They all want to, on the weekends, party and have fun and spend money and get girls and chase money and all this stuff that is for the world. And I am a Christian, so when it comes to that, why, I would rather spend more time working on my craft, spending time with family, my girlfriend, rather than living for the world. It's not going to bring you happiness. At the end of the day, it might seem in the moment that's going to bring you happiness, but I promise you, my goal is always to make money, but if you chase money and you're making 10 to 15K a month, I promise you, I am at that point right now. I'm making 10 to 20K a month and I'm still not satisfied. And so I'm thinking, okay, if I'm making 10 to 20K a month and I'm still not satisfied, if I ever make 100K a month, I probably still won't be satisfied. So that's why I always think, let me just, stay grounded, stay in the Word with God, and let everything play its part, which we will get to that point in a later bit. I just wanted to talk to you all about that as well. So staying present really means, do what you love to do. I love working out. I love spending time with my family, my girlfriend. I love playing video games. That sounds lame, but it really is just time where I don't have to work. I spend probably 19, 20 hours a day working, and I spend those other 5 hours, probably not 9. I probably spend 8 hours working. The rest of the time is either sleeping or doing one of those things. That is what staying present in today's society means. If you ever are feeling down or you don't want to do what you want to do, take some time, an hour or two, to do what you love to do, really. Then get back into work. I think most of the time when I'm playing games or when I'm chilling with my girlfriend or I'm at the gym, that's when my best ideas kind of come to me, is when I'm not doing work. So I really take that very heartily, is that you really need to just stay grounded, keep doing what you want to do, and you will find success, really. Next part, get rich quick scams. That is a very, very hard topic that if you're a course seller that is doing it the wrong way, you're probably gonna be mad at what I'm about to say. I would say I make a lot of money at my age. I'm not gonna tell you really how much I make in total. I've told you all the estimates, but what I really will never do is called get rich quick scams. What is that? That is selling a course that isn't really a course, really. If you think about all those big people, all those big influencers that their main money is to sell courses, they don't make the money from doing their actual skill that they're selling the course. They make their money from the people that buy the courses. I one day want to sell a course. I one day want to sell a course where, I've done everything. I've I've kind of reached the end goal for most sports videographers. I've reached the end goal for a lot of videographers in general. I mean, I'm here at this point at only 24 to where I really just love what I'm doing. So what I would do if I was trying to sell a get rich quick scam is I would charge $1,000 and say, hey, if you want to work with an NBA player right now, buy this course. I'll get you in contact with an NBA player right now so you can get into that next step and become what I am today. That is what a get rich quick scam is. Because I'm giving you a promise that's mostly not going to happen. That's why most of these people who, sell these TikTok shop courses, they're selling it to the moms that are trying to make it, but they'll never make it. They're selling to the people that they know will never make it, and they always never give out the secrets that actually get them to where they're at. And they never actually give them the secrets to where they're at today. That's the crazy part. I'm giving out all the sauce. Pause. I'm giving out everything that needs to be done to get to where I'm at today. Even if you're not a sports videographer, just take these tips and maybe one day, it'll help you out. Dude, I thought I'm on Do Not Disturb. Sorry, chat. Next piece, and a very important piece, is let God control your life. That is very important when it comes to what I do and what one day you will do as well, because I believe in you, is that this life is very crazy. The life that I live is very crazy. I'm with NBA players all the time. I'm surrounded by fans. I'm making good money. If you're in it for the wrong things, you're gonna live a pretty bad life. Say, for example, if I was in it for the wrong things, all the money I'm making, I would put it into, I could have a Ferrari right now. I could have a mansion that I could rent out right now. I could do all those expensive things, but I don't want to do that. First off, that's a bad decision. That's a bad life decision in general. The whole point is the money I'm making now, save the money, and the rest of the money is going back into the business. That's how I think of things. So whenever I say let God control your life, is don't worry about the next day. All you need to do is just work hard. Work hard and don't worry. That is something I've really taken strongly on since probably like September or October last year. Was back in the day, back whenever I first started filming, I would always worry, how am I gonna make enough money to even like live, basically? You know what I mean? Luckily I was with my parents until I was like 18, 19, but after that I moved out. So I was like, how am I gonna make money to live? But what I did, I just kept working and I kept being consistent. I kept adapting to my work and the money always came in. So at some point I was like, you know what? Why do I need to keep worrying? Because God will always be there for me. In the Bible, I forgot the exact verse. I'm not good with Bible verses, but I know there's this one verse, I want to say in Matthew, hopefully I'm right. The scenario he gives is like birds are able to get fed and have a place to lay their head down mostly every night. So if I could take care of the birds, then I could definitely take care of you, basically. That's kind of what he's saying. That's probably not word for word of what he said, but that's the example that I like to tell people, is that if God can take care of all the animals, the birds that don't have a human to feed them food every day, they're able to get fed and they're able to sleep every day, basically. So if God can do that for them, why can't he do what he wants to do for you? You know what I mean? The reason why people, I feel like, take this for granted is because you're like, okay, well, God can take care of me, so I can really do whatever I want. That's not the case. You still have to, have a relationship with him. You still have to go to church, read the word. And if you don't do that, then you're just being selfish and you're wanting God to do these things without you having to put any work into it. So that's one of the main points. If you're trying to build a relationship with God, you can't let it be one way. You have to also, like I said, do your Bible study, get in the Word, pray, talk to him. That's how it goes both ways. And then at the end of the day, I'm still not even good at that. You know what I mean? I've really, with my traveling and all stuff like that, I always kind of sometimes forget. And so I always have to ground myself and get in the Word in the morning for sure. And definitely just kind of throughout the day, talk to him about my job, about security and all stuff like that. And, that's kind of how it works out. And what the hell is this YouTube channel? Who knows? At the end of the day, if it could just become a channel where I'm just talking to y'all, giving out advice, then I would love that to be the case. I have 2 other YouTube channels. I just started another one a couple of days ago where it's kind of more like my personal, it's more like, if you think about this, Mr. Beast meets Ryan Trahan meets Jake Fisher kind of videos. That's my goal for that. My first channel, again, is really just sports stuff. But my second page is more sports catered to, but I'm a videographer, so more videos like that, more kind of creative videos like that. And this channel could be a tutorial channel, it could be just a talking channel, motivation channel. I just love YouTube. At the end of the day, my main, I guess, if I had a purpose in life, I would say YouTube is my purpose. I study, live, learn, and die by YouTube. I love it. I love the platform. I love learning about it. So if I can make this a career by just, posting on YouTube, then again, I already kind of have done that. But if I could also have this channel, one day become big, then that is what it is. So that's kind of my first video. I don't know how many people are gonna watch this video. If I could guess, since I am pretty good at YouTube analytics and stats, it's not gonna have a crazy thumbnail, not gonna have a crazy title. I would guess 100 people might watch this, maybe 50 if I'm being lucky. But yeah, thanks for watching this video. Hope you all have a great day, and maybe I'll post soon. Who knows?